J-Set is back and
Yay.
ready to chat. Dustin's back. Hey, Dustin.
Yay!
First time ever being gone.
How was it? How was Hawaii?
It was fun. It was a good time. I was there for my best friend's wedding, which I think is funny every time I say it like that because it reminds me.
Yeah.
But I was the best man. It was a great time. I was only there for like 5 nights, but it
What
was
happened
awesome.
to the daytime? There's no tan.
I got a little bit of time.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You got tan.
Yeah, I think he looks a
It was
little.
only 5 days
I
though.
need you to be
Think
brown.
so.
I'll go lay out all week, and then next week be like, hey, I got back from Hawaii.
Was it? Where were you tanning at? What beach?
We had a beach right like 500 feet from where we were staying.
Oh.
Just walked right out.
It was like a private beach.
Yeah, it was like so there's people's houses on the beach, and
Yeah.
there was like one little beach access. And we walked out, and no one there. It was awesome.
So
That's cool.
Did you get completely tan?
No.
Oh my god.
So you have a tan line.
Me?
Yes.
I love tan line.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like to see a white ass.
It does. It is helpful in a dark room. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Trent, I can always find him no matter where he's at.
Great.
Right.
Oh my God.
So how's everyone else been doing? Kiki, how was your week?
My yesterday was terrible.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no, it was
yesterday?
good. I had like 30 people over for a barbecue.
Oh.
I cooked all that damn food.
What'd you cook?
Name it, I cooked it.
Oh.
Lasagna, ribs, chicken.
Okay.
Lasagna at a barbecue. That's
Thanks.
Well, no, because I had a vegetarian lasagna for people who didn't eat meat.
Oh.
And I only
okay.
had meat. I only bring cooked meat at my barbecues.
You're right.
I don't like vegetables.
Oh.
Not
What
even
about
like
I don't
asparagus on the.
don't eat them. At home, when I cook dinner, I do barbecues. I'm
Oh, okay.
serving meat.
does beans count as vegetable?
No,
No side of potato salad or anything?
someone brought it.
So that's,
I don't trust everyone's.
there's
potato
always some
salad.
kind of like.
Well, how was their potato
Salad.
salad?
I didn't taste it. I
Oh.
don't trust people. Got some people use their hands to mix it.
Some people just get it from the store.
Yeah, that's down.
Oh, it was homemade.
I don't know. Might have got it from Rouse.
Oh.
I didn't realize you were that phobic about
Yeah,
No,
we-
well, I don't know what people do in there. I have to be a close friend of yours for you to cook and me eat it.
Do you mean mix the salad with their hands?
Yeah,
Or like,
it
oh,
gets
okay.
thoroughly mixed
I was
when
like,
you
you
use your
cut
hands.
potatoes. I mean, you have to like your hands are touching them
What
at
I'm
that
saying,
point.
I put on plastic gloves and I mix my potato salad with my hands and gloves
Oh.
because I have nails, so I don't know what might be trapped to get in the food. So other people who cook for me like that, I don't trust it because I don't know what you did.
So you don't eat like at office potlucks or
No.
or whatever they have.
An
at
office
At Lex, we
potluck.
don't
A Lips office potluck.
We go to places to eat, but I won't eat potato salad anywhere.
Oh wow.
My mom makes a great potato salad.
Me
but
too.
I don't know how she makes it. Now that you brought it up,
Ask
I'm like,
her. Ask
She makes it with love, Dustin.
delicious. Oh,
Coachella. How was
Yes,
Coachella? I saw
it
the
was
thing
good.
you looked-
It was fun. It was our first time, so I didn't know what to expect.
How long did
but
it take you to get there?
Oh, like 2.5 hours, 3 hours
Okay.
to get there.
bad. And
We went the
drive on
back
its own
way
is
up the
just-
mountain.
Okay.
The drive on its own is like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you got there within 3.
I heard LA to Coachella was 4 hours because of the traffic jams and all that.
And then we
There was,
went back that way up the mountain, so it didn't even take us that long to get home.
Yeah,
either.
back way, like by the 8 instead of taking the 10.
No, we didn't take the 10. We took like the 79 to like the
Yeah.
371 or whatever. Yeah, that thing.
That's how we get to our river house.
Oh yeah.
We
It's
got
fun.
directions.
Our river
USDA.
house is 45 minutes from Coachella. And I've thought about like, shit, if I go, I could just go stay at my house.
Yeah.
Like where I've got showers,
Yeah.
like we can go take a jet ski out of that during the day, and like, oh, they're playing, like then drive in. But
Yeah. Yeah, we stayed at a hotel. I wasn't gonna do the camping thing. We shuttled in. It was good.
Mm.
It's a fun time.
Hotel night.
who was your favorite that you saw?
Empire of the Sun.
The what?
Empire of the Sun.
Empire of the Sun?
So you missed Pharrell?
Oh, we saw Pharrell
I
too.
thought they were playing at the same time.
There was a 10-minute gap, and so right
Okay,
as soon
so
I
you
just
ran.
head over there. So I missed like
So
2
you saw
songs.
Gwen Stefani?
Well, I didn't see, but I heard because there was so many freaking
Yeah.
people. Gwen Stefani and Nelly and Snoop Dogg. Pharrell. Like
So
it
you
was
played
probably
Charlotte Like It's Hot?
yes, it was really good.
And this is
I
the
thought
same
of you when I
festival
was
they
there
did
too.
the Tupac thing, right? Last year or the year before?
Last
And,
year they had the projection of Tupac or whatever.
I wonder if they're gonna do, and it closes next weekend, right? So that.
And there's another one. They do it again next weekend. Yeah.
Did
I
you
wonder
see
if they're gonna have
Outkast?
something.
Yes.
Well, then they got cut off.
So I don't know if they got, because I'm going to tell you what, we left early because it was really, it was sad because that crowd is kind of like a younger crowd and Outkast is kind of like more like
Yeah.
You know, and so they weren't playing the hits, and everybody was kind of getting bored, and it was going down. It was hard for them to keep everybody's energy pumped. Friday night too was.
I guess they got cut before their last song because of like, and they had like a guest who was coming out to perform with them.
Oh shit.
To do the song "The Whole World."
Oh shit.
And he was like walking out on stage, and the music like just started for the last song, and they cut the mics and everything off. Because it hit 1 a.m., they have to shut off, so they like turned it back on for a second, and let them be like,
I thought this was in
thanks,
the desert.
Coachella.
Yeah, but it's still like kind of like in a residential area.
Oh, my gay hell.
Oh.
Like,
I'd be pissed if you like 1 a.m. That's still early. I mean, granted,
It is
you're
early.
there all day,
especially
like,
in the
probably
desert.
tired, but
But I guess if
sound ordinance should be 2 a.m. on a
crazy.
Friday night.
Yeah.
one day.
Go to PP. 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm
10
so
o'clock at
excited.
baby.
Aren't you excited? It's Monday.
For what?
It's RuPaul. RuPaul's Drag Race. It's tonight. I've been waiting for this all week. I swear.
That was a good one.
It's Monday, so what?
Oh my God, it's RuPaul Monday. Yes. What did you think of last? We're already a week behind. We know this when we talk about it on the show. But at least you can't accuse us of no one out there can accuse us of spoilers. So
That's right.
catch up. So the last episode we have all seen at this point was the exit of Estranja. Bye, bitch.
Adios, amiga.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But it was an awesome exit. I have to say, she had that breakdown in the untucked, and she went out, was pouting in the hallway and pacing.
That
and-
was really ridiculous.
It was fun though. I have to
Bitch,
admit it was
man
fun.
up. Stop picking on me.
I feel attacked.
You know what? The first thing I said was, when you came to this damn show, you knew you were up to be attacked. Let alone, we're talking shit about you in the background. You
Right.
can't hear it. What they're saying is half of the shit we're saying.
Yep.
Well,
And she was really, to me, I kept saying, oh, fake bitch, fake bitch.
I was
fake
trying to
bitch."
figure that out. So now it makes you wonder if what they were saying on there is true. Dora Delano was saying that this is not the Estranja she knows, because I guess they've
Off
been
camera.
friends. They've been friends for a long time. She's never seen this side of her before, and so she is thinking it's all made up. And so, I don't know. But what do you think about them saving? What was the one before? Because there was a doubleheader that night. Now, first of all, Destiny, have you been keeping up?
Not at all.
You can't tell.
Oh, he was in Hawaii. He was in Hawaii. He was in Hawaii. So you have an excuse. But
For 1 week.
For 1 week. I had
That's it. The rest of the shit you're talking about.
I
you
can't
shouldn't.
remember what's the name of the one that was saved. She got saved by RuPaul's at the very end. She was supposed to lose the challenge.
Dark-haired one. I can't remember her name.
That's the one I'm thinking is going to be gone next because
Fast
I want to know
forward.
about Darian though, or Darian Lake. Whatever.
Oh.
The Biggins, I love her.
Yeah.
I
She's
love,
still there, though.
I love her.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, seriously, a larger girl has not made it that far in RuPaul's Drag Race in not how long?
Yeah. No, because I can't even think right now.
I'm from Chicago. That one.
Yeah. You know. Oh, I can't even think of that name.
Producer Ray, do you know the name of that one? No. Oh, there was Mystique. Wasn't it Mystique or Sonique or Mystique?
No.
Sonique was from the
no.
90s.
Royale.
Royale.
What's their first name?
Oh, now I know you're talking about the black girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, we're gonna wait the whole show.
So,
Oh my God.
I don't know why Darian likes
But
that.
she wasn't
I don't
as,
get it.
Royale wasn't as polished as these girls are.
But went far.
Right. But I was shocked that she made that far. Darian Lake is
Latrice.
very...
Boom! I said it before I even looked it up.
Darian
I
Lake,
did not even type it
Darian
in
Lake,
there.
I'm rooting for her because she's from where I'm from.
Remind me again.
I'm from Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo. Okay.
And Darian Lake is
Well,
a music
okay,
park.
she is the first one of that larger demographic who has gone this far because the first one was Pork Chop, if I remember correctly.
Pork Chop went,
and
but
she was the very first to go.
we just said
And-
Royale
Someone
made it
stole
just
my
fine.
drink.
Oh, So I don't know.
But
I don't get it
I mean, she's
personally.
very well polished.
I don't know. I don't get it. She was funny as what was her name?
I sound like
the butter
contact
lady.
time.
Probably.
But what about this?
Over here.
But speaking
Courtney's still
about
coming down.
Coachella, she's got a Coachella high hangover. Hey, but speaking about RuPaul, there was apparently a hot topic news today as the show or logo, which runs the show on the network, has announced that they will no longer be referencing the he/she game and using the term "you've got shemale" or "whoo, you got shemale" when they receive a message from RuPaul at the beginning of the show, because of the controversy of using words like tranny and he/she and things of that nature. And interesting, we posted it on our wall today in general just to get a response. And this is one of the interacted a lot with some of our viewers out there that found. Well, before I say what the viewers thought, what do you guys think? We talked about this before.
Shit.
I think that this whole people getting offended by it, and obviously understand some people will be offended by certain things, others won't. But I think it's something that there's so many transgender people who I know who don't care about it, and they're like, yeah, well, whatever, that's what I call myself. That it seems like it was something that no one really cared or took offense to, and it's like someone's now turning it into something that no, this is bad. This is what you should be offended by.
I just think younger people are coming up with this now because it's offending them, because they see themselves in a different light than what I see myself as. You call me a tranny, okay, fine. You call me black, I'm fine. All these other terms, I've come to it. I know what I am. I know what I do. You can call me any name in the book. It's not gonna piss me off. I'm just gonna look at you and go, okay, move on. That's what you think. That's how you feel. That's what we have to get back to. Stop taking things personal.
Because especially with
Tranny
a show
is not
like
a
this,
downgrade name.
with a show like this, it's not trying to do it in an offensive
No.
way. They're trying to do it in kind of a kidding around way, because they're not offending each other or anything like that. It's not like the show's offended by a bunch of straight people going up hey, this is your script, this is what it has to be, you know what I mean? It was what RuPaul wanted it to be. But I do understand people get offended by different things, and obviously you don't want to try to offend anyone, but there are people who have more sensitive skin than others who are just going to be offended by anything.
And I will say, we hang out and live in this gayborhood. We know gay people. We know transgender people. There's people in middle America who are watching this show and they're seeing this and thinking, oh, well, they're saying it's okay. This is just how we talk about these things, because they don't know people to talk about and
I guess,
understand.
they don't know that it's a joke when there's
Yeah.
this she-male thing.
So they
it's a
think
joke to them. They're like, oh no, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Yeah. I get the she-male and the he, she, whatever that
I used to want to
was.
be called Shim.
Is that one of the Three Stooges?
No.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Shemp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shemp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shemp. That's
Yeah,
one of
I
the Three
said
Stooges.
Oh,
It was after Curly left, Shemp came in.
Oh, I was I never watched it, but I feel like it was Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Then they changed him out, and then after him, Joe came in. I know these things.
My
I
God.
wish we had a topic about Three Stooges. Well,
He's actually pretty funny.
I think there's this weird divide though, because you do have the younger generation that we have to be mindful of how the terms are being used and stuff like that, because even though we should be able to say common sense as adults, and particularly where we all come from. I mean, I experienced some, not harsh, but some bullying in high school 20-something years ago, and the world has changed a lot since then. But I know now that there's kids that are in that particular situation where this stuff can be really used against them in such a negative way that it can have a very serious impact. But on the other hand, you come back to the show like RuPaul, and it's like, you don't go to a Lisa Lampanelli show and not expect to be insulted or degraded or
And not
see
take-
derogatory comedy.
And why take it personal?
It's done in a comedic way.
And you should not go to a drag show
Or watch
and,
one.
and expect this, and not expect the same kind of expectation. I think someone said that drag in itself was a form of punk, and that was one of the things about punk was, it's about rebelling, it's about having our own culture, participating in that sort of thing. So
So now women can be upset us now for dressing up like this.
Oh, you see that?
Here we go.
Who
Tick,
knows?
tick, tick.
I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but this is one of the few times I think we might have gone a little overboard.
I think there's certain,
Just a
like
little
like
overboard.
like I said, there's certain things that I understand like are more offensive, but when it's done from when it's done from a show like RuPaul's Drag Race, it's not done in an offensive way. Like I totally get what you're saying.
I know,
about, like,
yeah, that made a
like
lot of sense to me.
people who don't live in this community or like deal with it, like they might be like, oh no, that's just the normal. Like RuPaul's doing it in
Yeah.
a comedic way, but other people might take it seriously. So I guess I see that, but I think there are people who are over reading into it as well.
Yeah. This seems to be a running topic on the show, so we're going to take a quick break and pick back up where we left off. All right, so we're back, and we decided to go on a little bit more with this topic. So, Justin, you were saying something about the word, the F word, fag.
Yeah, I personally, and obviously I'm a straight male and everything like that, but I work in this community. I've been here for a long time. I don't find the word fag itself offensive. The full version, though, I do find is more offensive, just because even like the sound of it, like even if it's not like used in a derogatory manner, like even if you just say it,
It's harsh.
It's harsh on its own. It just sounds. I mean, I also don't like this. I don't like the C word for the same reason. Like, it just sounds offensive. It sounds like too much, but it's probably because I work here
The C
and I'm
word?
in here the whole time, and you just want this cunt. You just want
You just mean.
but it's probably because I work here and like I'm around this community so much that in reality I hear more gay males calling each other fag than I ever hear a straight person doing it. But granted, I'm around more gay people than straight people at this point, so
I always say if that word is used in the wrong way, yes, I'm offended by it. If you're just saying, hey, what's up, faghead? I have no problem with it. No one should, unless someone's coming out. I say if the word attacks you, then you feel something.
I mean, words are just words, 100%. It's all dependent on how they're used and like in tort two and everything like that. But I just feel like that word on its own is just so like harsh that like I personally don't.
And what were you saying about it, Courtney?
I was just saying, like, Dustin was just saying how when he's in here, he hears, like, some of the gays saying it to each other. And I was like, well, that type of language is used in a bunch of different, like, races and, you know, with, like, the transgender community and stuff like that. If they use it with each other, it's okay, but then when somebody else uses it, it's not okay, and then that's kind of like
That's the same
the
way-
line that is, like,
right,
blurred
That's the
a
same way
little.
with black people with the N word.
I used to say it a lot.
I can use that word in a
Not the
song.
You used to
but-
say the N word a lot?
No, I,
You did live in Texas.
hey, they said it on Good Times.
Oh, God.
No, I used the F word a lot growing up and in my 20s, and as a joke in a lot of
Full
times.
version or
Either one. I would make little things like walking.
The mini version?
We know you're straight
Like
now.
even recently, me and my friend Murph would be like, "Hey, faggot," just little things like that. But I admit that when I am in a discussion with someone else, or if I hear it when I'm watching shows on TV where it comes up, like in Saturday Night Fever, it's a classic. It's a great movie, but there's a line in there where they pass a gay couple that's walking out on the streets, and they just like catcalling them with the F words here and there, and I cringe.
Negative.
I cringe when I see it and when I hear it. I cringe now when I hear it on Will and Grace.
Comedy.
And right, and it's something that I know that 10 years ago I probably would not have cringed as much, but I think now that we've gotten through the Matthew Shepard incident and that Navy guy at Camp Pendleton who was burned to death in his shack, who was having issues with anti-gay remarks and stuff. I just now it's somehow in my head that I don't like it, and I don't like calling my friends that anymore. I don't participate in that anymore. I, however, don't really police people. I think I police people more on the tranny word than on fag. But
Yeah, like I said, I caught somebody at school said it last week. Just And I said, we don't say that word. I felt like a mom. We don't say that word.
How old was he?
How old were they? In their 40s?
Well,
Now
see,
that to me,
and that's another thing. I just feel it's a sign of our age, or my age at least.
well, no, he
I'm
used
not.
it towards,
It was a female.
she used it towards.
We were watching a video and they said, oh, I was waiting for so-and-so to come out as a tranny. And I was like, do you not know the community I work with? What are you talking to me? And I just said, we don't say that word. That was it. We were in the middle of class. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into it. I just called you out right now. Hope you watch this.
But you know, for a lot of people, they don't. For a lot of people, don't get the gravity. And I think you were touching on that with middle American shows like RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
They don't get the gravitas of what the word means, because when I grew up, there were sometimes I remember my dad mumbling when we would drive by the gay bar, because it was on the way between the hospital and where he lived, where my grandmother worked, to pick her up, and he would say words like fag or faggot, and I remember the tone of his voice when he would say it, and I remember this dark cloud around me, because I already knew, like at 5 and 6 years old, that I was already gay. So I remember hearing that thinking, oh my God, my dad will kill me if he ever found out. I was completely wrong. I mean, he was completely open when
That's weird.
when they figured it out.
My father used to say the word, and I found no offensive,
Mm-hmm.
because I looked at how old he was, and how he wouldn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I have to look at words now, is who's using it, how would they use it, how would they know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
My father, negative. If my brother said it, I'm like, oh, he's just talking crap.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to adjust myself to where I was and who I was with. People have to learn to do that,
They can.
because some people don't mean anything by it. That's the only thing they know. Then you just educate someone and tell them, hey, don't use it like that, use it like this.
But that can be a lot to expect on a 6-year-old,
well,
to know.
Well, I wasn't 6, I was 10.
Right, but I was
And then
6 when this stuff was
But
happening.
I'm just saying, 10 years old and 6-year-old.
And my dad was maybe 24, because he was 17 when he started young. But, you know.
Hello, Daddy. Well, to this day, I mean, when I grew up and got out the house, my father's like this, oh, I don't want to talk to the F one, when I called to say hello to my family at home. And it offended me, because he knew I was gay. I didn't know I was gay. That was a damn problem. If you knew something, you should have been explaining something and teaching someone.
Instead of trying to pull it out of you.
And that's
make
why
it-
I say, when you use this word, and look what happened.
I see.
Now I had to go home for my brother's wedding, and I took my boyfriend. And I told my father I would not stay in your house, because I had my boyfriend. He's like this, oh, you can stay here. I changed everything because your mother's told me I'm going to lose you.
So
At that point.
And so he changed.
Oh, he changed everything. He took my boyfriend in open arms. And I said, just don't drink his moonshine.
No, that's awesome though. 'Cause I mean, it does show that people still can change when.
Involving someone they
Yeah.
care about.
w-
So
if-
it takes
if,
us.
if they want to. Like it's
Right.
really, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to.
We have to take the chance to
Yeah.
push through it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's like I said, those are things, those words, they do have some power over some people, which just brings us up to another topic of that high school, I think it was in Arizona, possibly, I might be wrong, where the principal, there was 2 students fist fighting, and the principal decided to give them a choice in their punishment of either being suspended or sitting in the courtyard of the school holding hands for about an hour, I guess.
Find out where
It was an
that's
Arizona principal.
Yeah, I want to go to that school.
And of course, during the students, of course, chose to hold hands in the courtyard and do that, but began to be subjected to homophobic slurs and stuff.
See, that
in
right
doing
then
so.
there, that's what was wrong.
The what?
That was wrong.
I kind like beforehand though, when I first read it, like the punishment of like two kids fighting and making them hold hands for an hour, like okay, like that does like break a wall, like 'cause those are if the kids are fighting in high school and stuff like that, like you know who the kids who fought in high school. Very rarely was someone who's like, oh yeah, I got in like one fight accidentally in high school. It's like no,
It's the kids that are always
you're in like
fighting.
10 fights in high school. You know what I mean? Like, and that part I get, like maybe that will make them grow emotionally, but not letting people. And I thought it even said like encourage kids to use homophobic slurs towards them,
I'm
Well-
not-
which is just
But it's wrong. Completely wrong.
they're like if you were gonna do that as a punishment, which is already extreme on its own, like making two high school kids hold hands for an hour.
Make them sit next to each other. They don't have to hold hands.
Either way,
Oh,
there should have
maybe.
been security. There should have been security guards and principals and like
Monitor
teachers around
situation.
monitoring, making sure everyone,
Respected the fact.
no one says anything to
Right.
them.
Well,
Right.
Well, no, you
even
just done it-
afterwards,
you
people
just-
were gonna
Do it in a
ridicule
private- Do it in a
them.
private room.
Yeah.
Or
Didn't
get
have
their
to be on a
parents
show.
in and talk to them.
Yep.
You should
Yeah.
not
No, it shouldn't be
public.
it-
No public.
No, public
humiliation
humiliation is terrible.
Never.
Always.
Never.
What happened to those kids later on in life can be blamed on that damn principal.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
on
is this any different from when a parent puts their child on the street corner with a sign saying, I did this, I
That's
did
wrong,
this?
too.
You think
That's
so?
wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To me, that's wrong. I find it funny because I didn't think of it when
Just
I was
spank
a
your kid.
kid was younger. See, I do.
100%. I grew up in a Mexican family. Like
I
you
grew up in a black one.
Like there's a you don't talk shit to your parents.
You
You
don't
listen to
snap.
everything. Like I screwed up like growing up. Like I threw parties at home and stuff like that. But it's like you got punished. You knew what it was, and it was over. Like you got grounded sometimes. Like when I was a kid. Like I don't talk back.
To
Dying
me,
right now.
to this day, my mother can use the same tone she used when she beat me, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean she beat the crap out of me. She can use that tone right now to this day, and I know I did something wrong, and I feel it, and I know exactly what it did.
I did get a few beatings as a kid, and I'll tell you this, I kept the list.
I got spanked too, and that is the reason I don't want to spank my kids.
I will not, yeah.
I will
would
do
never-
everything I
would never do
can
it to
first
you.
before I hit you.
I understand that. Like if you go through everything, but like I have friends who I've like seen like the way that their whole family is raised, and it's like their parents like will never get to that point ever. The kids get away with murder. Like her younger brother was expelled from like 4 different schools, and I'm like, and I'd be over there because we were dating at the time, and I was like, how is
None of
this?
my siblings.
It started or something
He's like
started
screaming
early.
back at her dad, and I'm like.
None of my siblings.
Like I've never
I've seen
listen,
that.
like I got spanked as like in reality I got spanked
Every
until I was
day.
maybe like 10 years old.
That
Beyond
is
that point it never happened.
Too late at that point. That something had to have happened before that.
Yeah.
They needed to like step
But
in.
like so like at
and
16
it didn't have to be hitting.
But none of that has to happen though, Destin, without, what you're describing doesn't have to happen if you decide not to hit your kids. You can still manage children without having to let them go
when
all
I didn't
crazy.
hit my kids, I made them stand in the corner with a telephone book over their head.
Okay.
And think about what they did.
That sounds
And
good.
then come back to me. That's when my arms are tired. I didn't want to hit.
See,
them.
I was never
starving food all day.
beat or anything like that. I've been spanked before.
Yeah.
And it's like it's when you do something like stupid or
What is
like
the-
really wrong or
What's the
something like
difference
that.
between a beating and a spanking?
Like just 1 or 2 like hits on the butt.
Swats
Spankings
on
with
the
a
butt.
hand and beatings
Yeah.
with a belt, and you're like going to
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
You're
When
like-
you're getting your
You're
anger
like,
out
you're like
on them.
Penny on good times. Like, come here and just with the ironing board and
My parents would like that's when like once it's happened a couple times, then it's just a threat, and it's like you're a kid. You're like,
You
no,
change.
I'm good. Like they pull like next time, it's with the spoon. You're like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
never doing anything wrong again.
honestly, for me,
wooden spoon.
honestly, for me, it was this will only hurt for 30 minutes after it's done. So
No.
I would sometimes weigh.
Is it worth
Is
the
it
30
worth
minutes?
it? Is it not? And like I said, I kept a list.
Well, I used to get my spankings.
Eventually, they're going to
After
go
the
to
spanking, you got
rest
the tub.
homes.
You got what?
And they put you in a tub, so you got a spanking all over again.
Oh.
Because the little welt marks hurt when the
Yo.
water did it. Yeah, my mother taught me well. Look at me
goodness.
now.
Oh, wow, it's very.
Well,
Okay, see, I'm so tough that no one, the words don't bother me. Nothing. I have a heart.
No, but it's something like I know everyone feels differently about
Yeah,
things
I
stuff like that, but
do-
it's
I do.
something that I mean, obviously,
But
depending
I
on who
can
I
say
marry and I have kids with, but I assume most likely.
none of my siblings have ever been arrested or hit a woman in their life.
Yeah.
And I take it to my cousins. None of us ever disrespected a woman. We were taught that. We knew what was going on, and that came with a spanking because I think I hit my cousin on her forehead, and from that point on, no one in the family, no, not worth it.
I mean, I just know how
It was taught a lesson.
I know how me and my brother were raised, and we've both grown up really well, and we're both like good people and everything like that. So that's what I have to like
That's what
model
I created.
potentially, like myself having kids after. And my parents were not cruel or anything like that. Like if you did something like really stupid or wrong, you got a little smack on the butt, and it was over. Like it wasn't any, and you knew like you're upset when it happens, but you knew you deserved it, and you didn't do it again. Like
I have my associate's and my bachelor's degree in like child development and stuff, and so I know all, like I've done the
Push it around.
spanking thing so many times, learned about it and having to deal with it and discipline and everything. So in my brain, I'm like convinced I am not gonna have to spank them. I'm not gonna have to spank them. I'm gonna be able to do this without it. That's like in my brain. Mind you, I don't have the kids yet. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Usually,
but
like,
Your
that was always a last course of action, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're told not to do it, stuff like that. It wasn't like anytime you did anything wrong, or at least with my family, it wasn't anytime you did like anything wrong, it happened. It was like you did something really bad, like you cheated on a test at school, or like I got like a little detention note when I was in like 2nd grade and forged my mom's signature on it. That was hilarious because I didn't write her full name. I didn't.
God.
I literally in like 2nd grader handwriting wrote Gale. That was it. Her name is spelled not like that, and it wasn't in cursive. Didn't have her
And they
last
got it
name or
immediately?
anything. And I handed it to the teacher. The teacher's like, "That's your mom." So I was like, "Yep."
You are crazy.
I forged my mom's signature on a whole year of report cards.
I was like, "Why are you putting my mom's signature on?"
I got away with it for a whole year, and then she had to clean my room.
And found them all.
Found them all the stubs.
See?
But that's what happens. That's what happens. Bad children. I was a bad kid. I'm sorry. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Back. We all got some beatings. And
Stop it.
Now
Not
we-
me.
now
I
we-
didn't give out any because
we got
I'm not
one
gonna
from
hit
Courtney.
anybody.
It's not true. She hits me all the time.
Lies. You just want me to hit. That's not gonna happen.
Ooh, she wants to cuckold him.
She's got weird over here.
I like that word too, cuckold.
Age.
One of my employees at work she was messing with some dating site, and apparently the guy that responded to her, he has a really nice picture, I have to admit. She was like, "What does this term mean?" He says, "He likes to be cuckolded." And
I don't know what that means,
does it mean?
and I usually know what everything means. I'm freaking out right now.
cuckold. I guess that's the only way to say it. Cuckold? No. Cuckold. All right, so that's where there's generally on porn, it's the man and woman, and she will basically pull in another guy and degrade her husband or partner by either forcing him to do like a blowjob on the other guy, or make him watch the other guy fuck her.
I just watched
And
that on
stuff like
Jiggle.
that.
What? I've never heard of that before.
I just watched that on
And that
Jiggle.
sounds like a straight porn thing that I don't know about.
It usually is on the gay side, but it's on both sides, like the gay and the
You
straight
like watch
sides.
Gigolos on Showtime?
Gigolos? No.
Yeah, they just had a guy in the closet watching his wife
That's
have
cuckolding.
sex with another man, and then she degraded him from the bedroom while he was watching.
Oh my God.
That's so weird.
And I
It's
was
weird.
laughing my butt off. She said,
my God.
"My
How do you put that?
husband
How do you put that
has
on a dating site?
God.
It's like, yeah, if we get together, like, I'm gonna want you to like
degrade me.
to
Yeah.
have sex with a different dude and like make fun of me while you're doing
It's
it.
weird because I thought it was fried chicken at first.
Lee's adding it. Like put it on his Facebook. Like I'm that too. I'm gonna like that.
When you said it, I honestly thought it was like, oh,
I get too
it's gonna be like he
cuckolded.
likes getting like hit in the dick.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Something with that.
The what?
I thought it was like when you said cuckold, I thought it was gonna be like he likes getting punched in the penis.
I saw that.
I've seen those where they
Gigolos
knee 'em in
too.
the groin.
Or step.
How do you survive that? I mean, can you break your
I-
testicles?
I hate this conversation.
Can you?
When I had the tug, it's
It's like when I'm down there with the babe, and sometimes when he coughs, and you can see him like jump, and you're
you know what? Moving right along. Next conversation. Thank you.
Speaking about sex,
How did we get to this?
and
All the time.
there's an article out
Watch this
about Truvada and the controversy that's out there on Truvada, and it's kind of weird because it's coming from a strange place from an ally, Michael Weinstein, the president of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, who in a statement somehow at a conference said, "Let's be honest, it's a party drug." And it's causing outrage across the LGBT community and I guess the AIDS community altogether, HIV, AIDS, because of what it is. Now, first of all, Truvada, if you didn't know, is a pill that people can take that apparently helps you to not contract HIV or spread it. So
It's for HIV positive people.
to take so they don't spread it.
Well, no, I don't.
Is that what it is? Is that?
No, I
I was
thought
like,
it part
if
of a
it's for
regimen.
like you're taking it so you don't
I
get
thought-
AIDS, then
I
it
thought
kind of
part
like
a regimen
that it
where you're taking
does
a
sound
pill.
like a party.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, but I thought it
Break
was
down, to
preventative.
Right.
It's
for
preventative,
yourself.
so you don't catch HIV.
So it's not the other way around?
Right. So if you
There's a
protect
difference
yourself.
here.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's if you have an HIV partner,
'Kay.
you would take Truvada so that
Okay.
you would not
Okay,
become
okay, okay.
infected. However, this guy is saying that that it's a party drug, basically labeling the entire usage of it as a party drug.
I've heard
But
a
you can
lot
be
of
free and have
controversy over
sex
it
with-
right now.
Take
Because
the
you can
pill,
take
just
it and then you don't have to use protection. 'Cause
Right.
You won't,
That's so stupid.
Right.
I mean,
Nothing is
like if someone's
100%.
taking it being just like, oh, I'm fine, then that person's an idiot. If they're using it as like
Nothing
not
is
using protection or
100%.
anything. Yeah.
Nothing is 100%.
Other than not having sex.
But
with
if
it.
something is 90% better than
No, don't do it.
100%, well, let's talk
Just
about
add
this.
two 90%
You know what?
together and
Is it a party drug?
No, whoever says it's a party drug is an idiot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You may have your everything medical. I don't care.
So I'm
don't
confused.
teach kids how to do that.
I'm confused. Where do you actually stand on it?
Don't take the pill just so you don't have sex without a condom. That is stupid.
yeah.
Say it
people-
again?
Do not take this pill just so you can go out and have sex and not wear protection.
Okay.
If you're taking it because of the fact that you're with someone who's HIV positive, that's, I mean, I assume
Understood.
that's probably the use of the drug that's supposed to be. But if you're just like, well, I might go get laid tonight, so I'll just take this because I don't feel like bringing a condom with me.
But it's not like that. Don't you have to take it every single day, like a
Yeah.
birth
That's
control
me.
pill?
Yeah.
It's-
So no one's going to know that. They're going to think, I can take this damn pill, go out and party, and if you only get, how much does the damn pack of those things cost?
All right. I don't
Because
know.
they're 30 in a packet. They're like $10,000 for those damn pills.
Okay. So, but why? Why not take it?
Why not?
I mean, why not?
Why the hell you out there doing that anyway?
I mean, what business is it to us if someone wants to go out and have sex all the time? They're
Because-
just doing it to
okay.
protect themselves.
Now I'm out giving you mouth to mouth if you having a party drug, what they want to call it. And I give you mouth to mouth, and now I've contracted
But that's what I'm
something.
saying. Why is it a party drug?
I didn't say it was.
No,
Somebody
he
else
did.
said it.
The
Well,
president
tell
of the
him-
AIDS Health
Call him up and
Foundation
ask that fool why it's a party
Right.
drug, because I wouldn't take it at no parties.
What I'm saying is, why does it matter to us if someone wants to take it and start as okay, a cumbersome regimen?
What
Yes.
you trying to do is make
Well,
me argue.
but don't you think that there are probably people, just like there's people who, you know, like girls who, and I hate that I'm comparing it to like
The
the birth
day after
control,
pill.
like because it's the thing that you take over and over, whatever, it's a
You take-
preventative,
you
it's a
take it every
preventative
day.
thing, yeah.
Whether or not you're,
Right. I
mean-
Don't you think that there's going to be people who take it and think, oh, I'm good, I'm going to go to that sex party this weekend,
Right.
and I'll be fine. But that's still like, I lost my train of
You're
thought.
jeopardizing.
Sorry.
You're jeopardizing your life.
You
and
are.
people close to you.
Producer Ray brought up a good point because we were talking about this in the car. He says, well, it doesn't prevent you from getting other things.
just
You
HIV.
can get genital herpes, you can get anal warts, things like that you will still get. And if you get anal warts, that is something that later on you have to look out for anal cancer because that can always resurface. You may be able to remove it and be symptom-free for the rest of your life, but you will always have the virus that causes anal warts and genital herpes. That can cause anal cancer later on. So he makes a good point. It doesn't stop anything else and cause irresponsibility. But the other part is there are people out there who may just know themselves well enough that they're going to lose control. They're going to go out there and get drugged up.
Well, you know what? Stay your ass home.
But if it's better than if it works to a certain
That doesn't
extent
make any
Don't
damn
even
and
go
prevents
outside.
the spread of HIV, isn't there some value in that?
No. What the hell are they doing? So this person take a pill for how many days? How long does it take to get in your system and be strong in your system?
Okay. But
Then
why does
you
that matter
think-
to us?
Oh, mainly because I have kids.
Right.
I have kids, and I don't want this shit to be bouncing around with them.
Okay.
Somebody else is going to teach them to do this crazy crap, and it's going to be no sense at all. That makes no damn sense
mean,
to take this damn pill.
This drug is definitely not just a gay-only drug.
And hold
Right.
on.
This works for anyone with HIV, but
True.
if it lowers the spread of HIV, I think the spread of other STDs is just going to go up. Because people are going to be like, oh no, like I'm fine, like I'm not going to get AIDS, and I can deal with everything else. But you can't sometimes. Some of the
That's a
stuff
good point.
stays around forever and will screw you up. Like it's stupid to like. I know it's like if I hook up with anyone, ever. Like, unless I know that person, we're in a relationship, and I've like know
So
they're on
take the
birth
test,
control and
take
everything like
the
that,
test,
and we've taken the test.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm using a condom. Like, it's just safer.
I'm just saying, once your body gets adjusted to this pill, you stop taking it for a couple of months, and you start it up again, it's not going to work the same damn way.
Right. But that's
why you
person's
should
problem.
not. Okay, it's not just that person's problem. This is spread around the world.
Right. But,
Stop it where it begins.
but we are all ultimately responsible for our own bodies, right? So
True.
if we're going to go have
But
sex with
okay,
someone,
okay,
whether we believe they're on
now,
Truvada or not,
the
I'm going to
person-
protect myself.
The person on the side of the road that's dying and bleeding.
Right.
I'm not going to save their life because I can't trust them because they've been taking a damn pill. That's pathetic.
What?
Someone's on the side of the road, mouth to mouth needed.
Okay.
I pull up, I try to help them. Ooh. Not gonna do it.
Why?
Then I'll catch something.
Okay.
You're supposed to
I
use
guess
your
that's why you
shirt.
won't need.
I didn't know that. See, I just learned something.
You
I
learned
didn't even know
CPR.
that. But
They
when
give
you
you a
do-
little thing, you could use your shirt.
For the random person.
I just knowing my own personal experience with being in this community for such a long time and seeing the effects of, I mean, I've had several friends who have already died of AIDS, full-blown AIDS, and I've had many friends who have HIV. I've also seen and been involved in the drug scene way back in my past, and I've seen people stuck on GHB, meth, ketamine. They're doing all these things that don't necessarily make their judgment the best. And I would prefer that they could take a drug like this, which apparently does not interact with cocaine, meth, methamphetamines, heroin. So you can take
It doesn't get
Truvada.
you high or anything like
It
that.
doesn't get you high.
It's just
And it's not any less useful if you're stuck on these hardcore drugs, which will probably lead you to make bad decisions anyway. I would much rather have them on something that would prevent them from, if not contracting it, from spreading it.
Let's use both.
yeah.
So-
I totally understand. Like,
See what you just
I
said.
get that, but at the same time, those people could be getting, like I said, those people could be getting other things. I
they're
just feel like too many people are
Are
gonna
they
rely
taking
on
this
that.
pill
Like,
for the rest of their life? Because it may not work.
And if they are, that's not my problem. That's their problem.
and what's the percentage of it like working?
90%.
90%.
That's not
That you-
that
That's not
high.
that-
That's
no.
not high enough for me.
If I was using condoms, at 90%.
But it's better than zero.
This is true.
So
But I feel like I'm always,
You
skeptical
just
of that
scared
other
the piss
10%.
out of me. You just scared the pee out of me.
Let's just use both. The pill and the condom. And
I
then
don't know
I'm,
why
and
you
then
want to
I'm
just
extra
do it
good.
without a condom. anyway.
Condom's
So
like
just make it
90%.
I
I thought it was
and-
like 90.
It's like 98% or something like that.
I-
That is a big
why
difference.
is it so cumbersome to put on a
It's
condom?
the same.
Why?
It's not
And you saying bad
same.
judgment. If you program yourself, no matter what you do, drunk as I know you have to open my fucking door to go in my
Yeah.
bedroom drunk.
Okay.
I know I have to tie my shit before I start walking when I'm drunk. So if you program yourself to do the right thing, drunk or not, you're going to do it.
I have made bad decisions myself, and I am lucky that I have not had any unfortunate ramifications that will haunt me to my death. I got lucky, but I consider myself a responsible person. So if I would fall every once in a while back in my past.
Were you always going to do it?
Are you talking about taking a pill?
No. You you were not wearing condoms all the time. So did you teach yourself to wear condoms all the time? Did you keep it in your head? Put the tongue out, put the tongue out, put the tongue out.
I got older.
When you were sober, were you using a condom every time?
No.
Or, see, that was just you.
You did, yeah. You programmed yourself to do it either way.
That wasn't just whether or not you were drunk. You just,
See what I'm saying?
But see, that stuff right there, that's like when I was 21, 22. That was ages ago.
yeah.
You have upset me. Move on.
People out there that are 21 and 22 right now,
Go
though.
ahead, take the pill.
I wear condoms. I wear condoms 100% to make sure I don't have a kid. Like, it's like when it's in my head, I'm not thinking about like getting STDs. I'm like, I really don't want a kid.
You got to first sense of
I've seen, I don't know, it's just a lot of people, friends have died, and I just think anything that will help right now. I just don't think it's cool for this guy to label something a party drug,
Party drug.
And he's basically rolling out that label to every single person that uses it. I've never heard of this term. Producer Ray said Truvada whore. I've never heard that term.
I've never heard that. I didn't even know about that pill.
I had no idea about the pill
Right,
either
you
until
said
today,
today.
until I started reading about this topic. I mean,
When
it
I was
just-
reading that today, I said,
I feel like it's judgmental on my part if I do say you shouldn't take it because you should be living a better lifestyle.
you should be.
Well, maybe they should.
I
but
understand.
Who's
Like,
our business?
I would never
Both
ridicule someone for taking it, but at the
Both
same
ends
time,
I
you should be
understand.
doing both.
Yes, both ends I understand.
You should, whether or not you are, you should be. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go down on anyone for it or anything, but you should
Can't
be
go
doing
down on
Yeah, I
anyone for
realize
it.
I mean,
I was gonna let it slide, but I was like, I couldn't let
and
it
you
slide.
can see from watching this topic that there's a lot of emotional investment in that. And I know, based on what I've seen, the people that got so sick back in the 80s and the 90s from HIV and AIDS,
He was flinging it around.
it was just, it was a horrible moment. It was a time when you didn't know if you were drinking water fountain, if you were going to get sick. It was a time if you didn't wash your hands at a restaurant, you didn't know if you were going to get sick. It was really scary, which is why I'm very glad that the Brass Rail is participating in the Dine Out on April 24th to help raise funds to fight HIV/AIDS in our community and get rid of those dark days forever, because that was really, really a bad period. And I remember just basically being scared to go anywhere for a little bit when people didn't know what was going on.
when you didn't understand, when no one, it wasn't understood completely. No one,
No one knew what was going on, yeah.
Yeah.
It was gay cancer, and then it became, you know, a morality issue, though the lesbians seemed to be favored. You know, they weren't getting it. So it was just a really bad disease that came up and allowed people to discriminate even further at that time, until the straight people started really catching on, getting it also. So Dining Out for Life is hosted by the center here in San Diego, and the Brass Rail is participating. And basically what happens is everyone that comes in, the profits that are made that night,
It's all the businesses in who are taking part of it are donating a portion of their profits to Dining Out for Life, anywhere from 25% and up. I believe we are doing 50% that night.
that's, thank you, Brass Rail, thank you.
But there are other places that are doing 100%. I believe. Last year there was one restaurant that did 100%, and I think they just had like
Our Gang Eatery, I think they...
was it our gang
one
that
of
did
them.
it? They just had a huge line. I think the whole time. Like
Wow.
What day is that?
April 24th,
it's a Thursday.
A
Thursday.
Thursday.
I'll
Of
be
course, a
dining
Thursday when
out.
I have school.
Yeah, because April 20th is Easter Sunday. 420. Oh,
Oh,
that's
God, there we go again.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go again. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Smokey Bunny. I can't see. I can't. Can you see? I can't see.
Websites.
So you can get more information about the Brass Rail at. I always forget. It's the Brass Rail.
TheBrassRailSD.com.
It's the SD that gets me. Okay, BrassRailSD.com. And we also have Manic Monday on Monday nights here with the fabulous 80s music.
Yep. And then on Cinco de Mayo, the 5th, Robin S. is performing live.
Robin S.
And pre-sale tickets are only
Sing it
$5.
again. You were singing it earlier.
It's on Cinco de Mayo. It's
She's
on
got to show you what?
What day is it?
the Monday. It's on a Manic Monday.
Oh, I might not leave.
It'll be a good time.
I'm just sitting here all day long.
Robin S. She came out in '93. That was good. You were singing earlier. Sing us a bar. So we can fade out with it. Start singing it and we'll go away with that.
We're good. It's on
Justin's
iTunes.
got to show you love.
We can do it.
Until next week, thanks again for joining us. This is They Said Out.